and I keep flying. See Shalom and he the blast, now stay alive. Bad timing with the pride. Too fly by the Commodore. Holly never did we got a deal. Javi leather, tell you how I feel. Showtime in the mirror, lights that make you look good, coated with that pastel, wanna disappear, so we riding with the planes. I love you like that. Showtime in the mirror, G4 for that wall art, drop it with your eyelids, try again, violet, maybe it's a new stain, flyway pilot, only way to break. Tell you how I feel. I would never think we could have deal. I would never tell you how I feel. What's you to me? Lay it on me, say it's not me. I don't understand what you're saying softly. You say I'm not me. Yeah, I'm on this side, black side and I'm where you with the family. Lay it on me, lay it on me, lay it on me, lay it on me.
What is going on, people? What is going on? Tonight, we're going to get a little deep. We're going to get a little deeper because we're going to talk about learning how to be a hustler. And I'm going to explain some of my experiences with you. So, hold on. It's kind of crazy. We're going to get into some stuff tonight. We're going to get into some stuff. We're going to get into some stuff. letting people get in here. Letting people understand what's going on in the process. And let's see. We got a little juice. What I want to say that this episode of Hustlers Kung Fu was sponsored by Divi. That's right. I am not only recommending, I am a customer. Go ahead, the link's below. And there is a video on Savage Finance explaining the details and everything. There's a link below if you just want to hop into it. It is no PG business credit. Let me say this again. It's no PG business credit, and there's a lot of ways that you can get in. So be sure to direct yourself to Savage Finance to watch that video. So tonight's conversation, because it's a conversation between us, we're going to have a little chit chat. We're going to chop it up. Because I always get pushback from people who have not accomplished what I've accomplished. I've been doing this 11 years, and I've turned regular people, regular normal people, into entrepreneurs. And this person was like, well, I disagree with that anybody could be an entrepreneur. That's a limited mindset, because what I want to tell you is why I failed with my first entrepreneurial endeavors and why it didn't go well. The first thing is I didn't know what I was doing. That was the first thing. I had no clue. And the second thing is I was chasing money. See, because I was in the military and I was like, I need to make some more money because, you know, being an E4, you wasn't making that much money. So I was chasing money. And this is where I went wrong. It's like, I'm starting to get my muscles back. This shirt's a little tight. I would just go ahead and do any old thing with no direction, with no purpose. I was just out there doing stuff. I was just literally throwing stuff against the wall and seeing if it would stick. And that's where I was for many, many years. And after I failed those multiple business attempts, I went ahead and got a job and did that job. I stopped because when I got out of the military, I tried to start a lawn service. And this funny story about the lawn service. This was the plan. This is how just buck wild I was with it. I went and got a pickup truck. I had a car. I traded my car in for a pickup truck. And I went and bought a lawnmower. And I went to Buckhead and I took notebook paper and wrote my name and number on there and said, do you want your lawn cut? And stuffed it in people's mailboxes. And I stuffed it in there. Now, the thing is, because, you know, I had ETS at the military, I didn't really have income. I didn't tell the people at the car dealership that, but the dudes at the car, they really tried to work to get this deal, but they couldn't get this deal bought. So I had to take the truck back. And 2 weeks after I took the truck back, my phone started ringing. That was a lesson that I learned, that marketing takes time to work. But then I went ahead and I got a job, and I didn't try anything entrepreneurial for, got the military, 91, 7, 8, 9 years. I didn't try anything entrepreneurial for 9 years. And my second entree into being an entrepreneur and learning how to hustle was after I got some education. Earl Nightingale, The Power of the Subconscious Mind, Tony Robbins, Unlimited Power. I got some mental education. And I went at it with a better plan. I knew that I needed a job, so I got a job. Jobs are good. Jobs are not heinous. You know, it's like, man, my job sucks. I had some really good jobs. Rent-A-Crate was a good job. Panel Systems was a good job. Business Environment was a good job. And only after I had money in the bank did I quit my job. See, I learned many messages, because see, you can learn to be an entrepreneur. There are many people, because this was Kemet Trill, he was like, no, you can't be an entrepreneur. You can't learn how, you have to have some There wasn't nothing special about me in the beginning. There wasn't a damn thing special about me in the beginning. I tried and I failed because I did not know what I was doing. But once I got an education, I got to give Earl Nightingale, Lead to Field, a lot of credit, because that reprogrammed my mind. That got me, because it was about service. If you can serve a lot of people, you can make a lot of money. And I listened to Earl Nightingale like 100 times. That was my university education. I just kept listening to it. I can hear Earl's voice in my ear when I'm approaching certain situations. And then my first business did really well. And then I went to the second phase of the business because, I wanted to be fancy. It was nice. The job I had was nice because, I would take people to showrooms. I would show them new furniture. I was always meeting these important decision makers. It was a fun job. So I decided to abandon used furniture and go to sell new furniture. Big mistake. Another lesson in learning. I did $1.5 million in gross sales and made like $40,000 in profit. And my friends who were in the furniture business, that was good, man, for your first year. You made a profit your first year? That was good. Keep going. And I was addicted to the profit margins of the used furniture. Because I just selling JDA's furniture to clients and to people, I made almost $400,000. And I was just like, so I only sold like $800,000 worth of furniture, but I made $400,000 selling used furniture. And I sold 1.5 million new furniture. And because I didn't know what I was doing and I had the cost of goods, I only made $40,000. Where can I find more used stuff? And that led me to the storage auction business, my second successful business, because along the way, I learned a lot. And I stayed in that business for almost 10 years, and that business prepped me for YouTube. Like the video yesterday, I would not be wasting my time if I was making $250,000 a month. I was making YouTube videos, because this idiot don't know that the reason I'm making $250,000 a month is because of YouTube. He don't know what he don't know. Dumb is a wheelbarrow full of bricks. And this is the thing, ignorance isn't a crime. It's not a crime. But when you go hard in the paint with your ignorance, where you try to defend your ignorance, that's when you start looking stupid. Because I'm just sitting there like, you have no clue to what you just said. So I was a regular person making many, many bad mistakes. I was doing stupid things. I was doing dumb stuff financially. And I was able to learn how to be a hustler because I didn't start off as a hustler. I wasn't a natural born hustler. This is a process of education and application, what you see before you today. Because I didn't start off like this. I was a good worker. I was a very good worker. Worked a full-time job, worked a part-time job, worked PRN, worked 7 days a week for 2 years. I was proud of that because I didn't know any better. I didn't know about value, creating value, building real. I didn't know any of that stuff, but I learned. And you can learn to be an entrepreneur. You can learn to be a hustler. And one of the first things that you have to do is get the Emmett Krills out of your head. You have to get these people who are like, you can't do it. When I started YouTube, I actually lost friends because it's like, why are you doing YouTube? You're a grown man. Why are you doing YouTube? I lost friends. And what was funny, some of those friends was like, oh, when the YouTube started popping, they were like, hey, can you teach me how to do YouTube? So this was a journey, but like I said, you can do it. You can do it. Now I'm about to give you a process here. And if you were to do this, let's say you have a job. Let's say you're one of the Americans that make $33,000 a year, right? And you are working a job and you decide to do resale, right? So you go to do resale. In your first year, you make an additional $500. You make an additional $6,000 per month. Not earth shattering, and you still have your job. Then the second year, you learn some stuff and you make $12,000. So then that's 2 years, you made an additional $18,000. Let's move into year 3, where you're paying attention. You've got a niche. You know what you're doing. And year 3, you make $33,000. Let's just stop right there. You still have your job, making $33,000 a year. And you are making $33,000 a year under your own power. You just doubled your income, giving yourself a raise, and then created your financial wherewithal in 3 years. Anybody can do that. It does not take super special skills. It does not take, because, the person was like, because firstly, the conversation was like, this is one of the things that I hate. If you're not doing it big, there are many people who feel that it's not worth doing. Well, if I'm going to do that, I'd be needing to make $1 million. But your talents and your skills only dictate that you can make $30K a year. But many people like, well, if I ain't doing it big, if I can't stun on the gram, if I can't do any of that, I'm not really up for that. So one of the things that you got to do is you got to get started. And you got to stay started, because there will be challenges. You will have all the naysayers. You will have people who will be like, hey, you can't do this. It ain't for you. This is like, one of my haters years ago who was making YouTube videos about me was talking about, well, he's in Atlanta and there's a lot, he claims to be a business consultant and there's a lot of businesses in Atlanta. I get all my business from the internet. I have very few clients here in Georgia. Very few. And I was just sitting there like, but this is why I started to chant, people don't know what they don't know. And there are people who don't know what's in your heart. They don't know how big, bad, and bold you can be. They don't understand that you can be a lion of the jungle with the right motivation, with the right education. You can do big and amazing things with the right information, the right education. And anyone, like I just gave an example, you spend 3 years in reselling, you literally double your money. You understand right now, there are women on OnlyFans. There are women who are trying to be sugar babies for an additional $200 to $500 a month. That's what they're trying to do for an additional $200, $300, $400, $500 a month. People are out here hurting. For many people, an additional resale income of $500 a month is the difference between eating and not eating. See, what you got to understand is you got to get started. You got to get started, and you got to stay started, and you got to keep pushing, because, I've been saying this and I'm going to keep saying this. You're on a 1 to 3 year journey. It ain't going to happen in a few weeks. It ain't going to happen in a few months. You're on this journey and you can become an entrepreneur. Because the whole conversation was like, it was talking about, you cannot be support yourself as a full-time entrepreneur. Let's go ahead through this process. What happened to me? I had one job, I had two jobs, I had a third job. And I started my business when I had a job, when I had income coming in. And I did not quit my job until I had $250K in the bank. I had attitude money. I had FU money. That's the point I quit my job. I did not quit my job with a hope, wish, and dream like, yeah, man, we're going to make it big. And this is one of the reasons that after that disastrous first year, I didn't go under. I did not lose any money. Things did not go unpaid because I had money in the bank. That's the point. That's the point I quit my job. Many of you, you're quitting your job with $50 in your wallet thinking about, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I make it look easy. And there are many people who look at me and they're like, you're doing the YouTube videos and stuff. They think it's cute. But the reality is, it's a process of acclimation. It's a process of becoming more. Let me see what y'all got going on these comments. Hustling the Oreos, man. Thank you, Chris Hill. Let's see. Thank you, Terry Henry. All right, Swagger Dons. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't really do trucking, but we will see what happens in the future. Oh man, the debate. I forgot all about that. Boulder Blade. Got my girlfriend on the financial blueprint. I'm starting my online financial coaches business with an ebook in the making. Listen to this man, Arden Bolden. Arden has been rocking with me for last 3 years. He was saving. Here was a young man who was saving $1,000 a month. I know. Thank you, Rons. That is the truth. All right, Carl Black. Rodney Hughes having a financial runway before jumping out there is outrageously beneficial. Yes, it is. I didn't worry about paying my rent. I didn't worry about that stuff because I had money in the bank. Mark Park, start one YouTube channel at a time. Roger Marine, yeah, because see, once the thing is people, it's all about information. It's all about information. Well, it depends on what you talk about on your YouTube channel. Good Lord. So one of the things is that you got to learn, because see, like I said, I vigorously disagree with this person. I have taught thousands of people how to be entrepreneurs, and I've got the receipts to prove it. And the Emmett Trills of the world are the haters of the world, because they will tell you, like I had people tell me that I couldn't do this. I had people, when I switched from storage auction content, telling me not to talk about the new things. Glendon, you're just a storage auction dude. What do you know about this other stuff? I mean, I had all kinds of people telling me to stop talking about and I was like, who are you to tell me what to talk about? You're not my daddy. You're not my mama. G. Alex, yeah, in the beginning it wasn't like that. Royston Gibbs, thank you for the $15 super chat. I'm not putting a dime in Facebook ads. See, when you use ads to grow your channel, the subscribers aren't as active or engaged as organic subscribers. I would not do that. Amnex, yeah, you can have all kinds of online businesses. See, the whole thing is you got to become a student of business. And the things that you need to study, marketing, it ain't sexy, because like marketing, like I watched this one video that was talking about, it was on the Lewis Howes YouTube channel. You can still find it, talking about how to launch a course and pre-sell it. And I had to watch that video. It was about 30 minutes long. I watched it like 10 times. So that's 3 hours. And I actually followed the steps in the video and I made money. This is the kind of stuff that you have to do that people are not talking about. Everybody's like, you know what? Everybody want to make money clean. Everybody want to make money and not get their hands dirty, not get into the boring minutia of business. They just want the glorious highlights, the nice stuff, the cool stuff, the pretty stuff. They don't want to get their hands dirty. And this is what you've got to learn to run a business. And you can learn it. Like I was just sitting there and I'm like, because, at first, this whole notion, like, let's go back with this example. Like you started a resale business, and your third year, you made from your resale business what you made from your job. So you made $66,000 that year. And now you have a business and you have all kinds of write-offs. Now in year 5, you're making $100K from your side business and you still have a job. Now at this point, you can start thinking about quitting your job. But the thing is that gets so many people is they quit their job too soon. And then they're out here doing DoorDash or Uber or something because they quit their job because they were going back to, they didn't know what they didn't know. They didn't have a clue. The art of becoming more. A lot of people learned a lot of stuff during this pandemic. And I wouldn't recommend YouTube ads. Like, once again, you got to build your YouTube channel in a manner where it grows organically. Because you can get subscribers with ads, but these subscribers just typically are not as engaged as organic subscribers. So let's just go ahead, because like essentially this is why I talk about the process. I had 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and the third job I was making 6 figures. I had 6 figures in the bank, and at that point is when I quit my job. Not a minute before. You don't hear me on there talking about like jobs are for idiots. You can use jobs. Because these jobs, all of these jobs were strategic moves that taught me things I didn't know how to do and that connected me with people I was able to network with later. Because when I went on my own, I was able to get credit because these guys knew me from coming in their showrooms. They knew that I could get customers. They knew that I could make sales, so they extended me credit because there was a relationship already. There was a relationship. And, you know, like today, like the Divvy credit card, that's a sponsored relationship. I got a relationship with Grain because, like I said, Savage Finance is February. Let's see, we're going to go March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Sometime this month, Savage Finance is going to be 8 months old. And by the time Savage Finance is a year old, I'm shooting for 50,000 subscribers. So I got a lot of work to do. But this is the plan. Like, I didn't get 10,000 subscribers on this channel for like 3 years. So when you're building your YouTube channel, you got to build it in a manner that YouTube's going to recommend and push your videos. Raise the beast. Let me go ahead and give you the juice on the corporate toolbox. Once you get your corporations together, you could save hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars on taxes. So the price is real cheap the way it is. Silky touch aesthetics. People talk so much to me about working 7 days a week. But when this pandemic forced me to temporarily close my salon, hey, like, you know, I never talk junk about people having jobs, man. Justin Henry, yeah, this is the boring stuff because no one really talks about marketing. And what's going on in the corporate toolbox this week is we're talking about the things you need to do in the beginning of your business. Because, like, I'll just go ahead and give it to you. This is where so many entrepreneurs go wrong. They will go ahead and they will come up with a widget. This is the product. And then they're like, all right, I got this product. Now they go try to sell it. They're already behind. They should have found an audience or marketplace that wanted that product before they secured the product. And this is what we're talking about, how to do that. Because if you do that, your business will be cooking with gas. Ground the Workers, thanks for the $20 super chat. Oh, I'm making the corporate toolbox funky. I'm really enjoying creating the content. And tomorrow night, because I'm going to send an email, we're having a webinar and we're going to be talking about audience development and finding an audience and stuff like that. Because I'm really enjoying creating the content. And like, you know, the thing with the Divvy MasterCard, that's going to be because, like, I can just tell you my plans. Because Divvy reports to the Financial Business Exchange, which reports to Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax, to their business credit portals. And in 6 months, I'm going to try to get a Chase Inc. with no personal guarantee and see if that works. Yep, that's kind of happened with if you're not buying ads, how would you build traffic for a new YouTube channel? All right, the way YouTube is set up, YouTube is the second largest search engine on the internet, which is owned by Google, the largest search engine on the internet, right? If you build your YouTube channel correctly, it will grow crazy. You don't need ads. Hollywood Prep, yeah, Dunn's is part of the business credit game. It's definitely part of the business credit game. because like one of the things is I'm getting ready to do some more business credit videos because like I went to the old school, like y'all gonna hate me. Back in the day, you could start an LLC and literally have $250,000 in business credit, no PG, no social security number. And then we had the recession and that changed everything. Well, all right, let's go ahead and have this conversation talking about your income. Like, my income has placed me in this environment where women I run into around here are usually pretty well paid, very highly educated. I couldn't access these women if I was living in the hood. Quinn Jackson listened to your advice last year, pursued a six-figure job selling Medicare plans and life insurance. I've been doing it for a year now. Just yesterday, I made $1,000 with 3 appointments. Hey, congratulations. Because sales will prep you to be a business owner. As a business owner, if you don't have no sales, you don't have no business. And all this stuff can be learned by the average person because the biggest thing is the investment in time. This is where so many people go wrong. They don't give themselves enough runway in terms of time. They're like, this should happen. This shouldn't happen because of, there. Once again, this is my favorite expression. Let me plug this up so I can have a little power because I'm running low on power. People don't know what they don't know. And if you went ahead and started a business today and told yourself, in 1 year, I want to make an additional $20,000, and you had it as a written goal, you would be doing so much better. Because this is one of the reasons that so many people fail, because they have ridiculously compressed timelines. So one of the things I want you guys to understand is you can be an entrepreneur. You can learn how to be an entrepreneur, and it could take you 5, it could take you 10 years. I actually tried to be an entrepreneur when I was in the military. Did not work out. I got so disgusted. I left it alone for 10 years. Didn't even try it anymore because I had a family. I needed to get a job. I needed to have some income. And when I was in that boarding house, I came up with a plan and I executed. And a year and a half later, I had my own business. Quentin Jackson, it's a shame when the economy went south, women revealed, dude, man, I got some content I'm probably going to do. Rodney Hughes, Mr. 100%, you're 100% correct. Unfortunately, most people hate selling, and it's the only thing they can say to them. Because as an entrepreneur, you got to sell. I know, charlatan folks don't understand. Because essentially, one of the things that you have to understand, like there's some people talking about like a Christmas discount. I am not going to discount the corporate toolbox for Christmas. That ain't going to happen. It's going to be this is October, November, December. If anything, the corporate toolbox will be more expensive in December because it is. Because see, here's the thing. I'm giving you current real world stuff that works. I'm giving you stuff that works right now. I'm giving you a holding company structure that works right now. All this stuff is now. It is not theory. It is not assumption. It is real world application. Like, let's go ahead and look at this. All right. So this is the Divvy credit card. I got almost a $40,000 limit with no PG. No PG. And let's go ahead and talk about how that happened. What if I've been talking at Savage Finance? Have a long-term emergency fund, have a short-term emergency fund, have a family operating account, have some money in the bank. And I have these idiots, well, you don't need to have no cash in the bank. We're going to do it on credit. I got a high FICO score. I got Visa, MasterCard. You know the reason Divvy underwrote me, because there's three ways they do their underwriting. They wrote me a $40,000 credit limit because I had $90,000 in the bank. There are multiple credit cards that you can get if you have money in the bank. They will underwrite you a credit card. And it's always been like that. When I was doing business credit, your first business credit reference was how much money you had in the bank. And everybody is trying to fabricate, trying to flex, trying to hack. And they don't want to sit down and do it the correct way. They just don't. Oh, the upsides, Chris Torres, that's part of the course. Everyone needs to get that book. So, this credit card is proof of concept. It was proof of me practicing what I preach. Because, see, I'm not like, I have the card. I'm not just pimping Divvy credit card. I think it is super cool. The things that you can do, the things that you can set up. It is awesome. It is awesome, awesome, awesome. So the things that you're able to do, the things that you're able to set up are amazing. It's funny. So, one of the things that you have to understand, one of the things that you got to, business is an ever learning process, because let's go ahead and look at, many of you only remember, I don't know if y'all remember the Hustler Mindset Project. I had put together some videos and a course and a payment system, and it was an asset from here, an asset here, and I just put them all together. And I learned from that. And that's how I got to Hustlers Kung Fu. And I learned from Hustlers Kung Fu. And that's how I got to B School for Business. B School for Business has already made, about $250,000 this year. And I can probably make another 6 figures. Well, not probably. I will. I'll probably make like 120 to 100, maybe 200K. Because once I start running paid traffic, that's going to be a game changer. So B School for Hustlers is trending to do $500,000 this year with no paid traffic. Now, once again, because you guys don't live in my world and you don't understand how strong that is, you don't understand what a game that is. Well, Mr. Real Estate, it depends, because once again, before you get into business, you should have a long-term savings account. You have a short-term emergency. You should have a long-term emergency fund, a short-term emergency fund. You should have your family operating account, and you should be out of debt. And then this is when you get into the business game. All right, Patrick. Divvy does have rewards. They have some nice rewards. All right. Congratulations, Roger Marine. That's awesome. So you can learn to be an entrepreneur, because I'm not just telling you that. This is the process that I went through, because when I first started, I was nothing special. I didn't know how to do none of this stuff. I learned along the way. And like I said, here's the thing. Once you get started, you don't stop. That's the key. Regardless of what happens, regardless of how bad you mess up, you keep going. That is the key. Because when you keep going, when you keep moving forward, when you keep pushing forward, each thing that you build, you learn from what you built. Like I said, this online course business started with the Hustlers Mindset Project like 7-8 years ago. And then I built Hustlers Kung Fu, and I learned a lot from that. That's why B School for Hustler, I'm not doing any more courses. The curriculum is already set. And the people who bought last December got the best deal. Because I said, look, I'm going to go ahead and put these courses. You can buy this whole thing. It's going to take me a year to build out, but you're going to get a lot of value. And right now I got an email from someone who signed up and it's like, man, I am loving this corporate toolbox. And I think he only paid like $800. See, you know, this is the deal, because like the corporate toolbox is just going to get more expensive. It's just going to get more expensive as I create value. So I got to go through and do a little administration issues before I put the YouTube course in there, but it's going to happen. I would not use Gumroad. Gumroad has issues. Yes, Upside's a good book. I mean, here's the thing. As an entrepreneur, you have to keep going. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep going. Because, like, see, when I talk about Trump, I get all kinds of people in the room. But when I talk about business and learning how to start a business and stuff, I get people who check out. I get people who are not engaged as they should be. I get people who don't understand what they don't understand. They don't understand what they don't understand. They don't know the game. Because essentially, what's going to happen in 2021? 2021 is going to be a real bad year for a lot of people. It's going to be ugly. Terry Henry, I was one of those people who took advantage of one of your amazing bundle deals last year, best available. Yeah, I told you it was going to be fire. It just took me a little time to get cooking. Took me a little time to turn the gas on, because because the way that I set up B School for Hustler is I can change things around, because when I start doing the LinkedIn advertising, I'm going to do a LinkedIn advertising course, and it's going to be in the B School for Hustlers. All right, Peppermint Tea, because essentially I've been saying this. It's gonna. You're looking at a 1 to 3 year journey. It ain't gonna happen overnight. But see, what do we know about humans? Your age, as long as you're alive, those 3 years are gonna pass, and you can actively be working on something. So in 3 years from now, you can look back and go like, "Wow, I did this, I did that. My life is amazing." Or you could just keep sitting on your hands looking for someone to one of these little scams, day trading, Forex, Amazon FBA, selling maps, or this thing of putting up a website and getting leads and selling it to business owners. That could be valid, but the way that they sell it, I know it ain't gonna work, because it's like you could do this in an hour or two a day and get big paychecks. Lead generation is a full-time gig. It is not a part-time gig. I use Thinkific and like Teachable. I had some bad experiences with Teachable. I'm not using Teachable. Mark Park for H undergrad students is there in the updates on how to write. What I did for everyone that bought The Art of Holding is I gave a massive discount. Check your spam folder because it's still active. 3 people signed up today. So you can get into the new corporate toolbox and get all that juice. So, because essentially one of the problems, and this is one of the things I learned from Hustlers Kung Fu, there's just too many courses there. People go there and get lost. It's like going to Walmart and you don't know where the meat is. You don't know where the milk is. It's just but this is one of the lessons that I learned. This is why I built the corporate toolbox the way that I built it, because if I wanted to create a new course, I would just go in and put the new course under one of the established courses, and the new content would go that way, because I don't want it. Because, it'll probably take me another year to fully build it out and everything. But I don't want it where you go in there and you get confused. It's just like, no, they ain't going to work. Yeah, because I'm going to be doing a lot of LinkedIn content. Like for the corporate toolbox, I'm not going to do Facebook advertising. I'm not going to do YouTube advertising. Not at first. I'm going to advertise on LinkedIn. And I had a conversation with a sponsor who was saying that they get their best referrals from LinkedIn. So we're definitely moving in the right place. I just kept going. Steve, and the lead generation is BS if you don't spend a fortune to get on first page of Google and have to do paid ads, get around those basic. Like I said, man, I knew it was garbage. See, when I was at Rent-A-Crate, I was in the business development department, which was to establish leads, set appointments, and find customers. I did that 10 hours a day. And whenever I see these ads like, oh yeah, you could do this in 2-3 hours a day. You don't have to do that much. Just follow our system. And I'm just like, it don't work like that in the real world. So one of the things that people have to understand is all of these hacks, these little shortcuts, they're just typically not going to work for regular folks. A holding company can do whatever it wants to. Because one of the things I'm going to get into a little later after we do because see, I want to teach you guys how to crawl and how to walk before we start running. And there are things like, a trust can hold a holding company. You can put your holding company in a trust, right? And your trust is controlling it. I know someone who got sued, but because his holding company was in a trust, they could not get at his money. There's a lot of stuff that's coming in the holding company. You know, it's going to give me months to get to it, but it's going to be killer. Eric Williams will do a combination. I get my VA to reach out daily to hundreds of other businesses and customers on top of making great business videos, websites. Yeah, because essentially, this is the thing. Like when I was selling my storage auction book, you know why I was able to sell my storage auction book for 4 years? Because I marketed it for 4 years. If you go to the beginning of the channel, you'll see in every channel, hey, go get my book, Making Money A to Z with Self-Storage. Every day, relentless, just day in, day out, consistently. You're going to have to be consistent with a lot of this boring stuff because that's what makes the money. That's because, you know, like there's this whole notion that people can't be entrepreneurs. Is everyone in the NFL a Tom Brady? No. But everybody in the NFL is making big money. From that walk-on cornerback who came from Iowa State. Let me see what league minimum is. I don't even know. NFL league minimum. A player with less than 1 year NFL experience is set to earn $510,000. That number rises to $610,000 in 2020. So this walk-on, the guy that's on the special team squad is making $510,000 a year, only working half the year. See, you know, the whole thing with this Emmett Till was like, you know, you can't do it. Everyone can't be a full-time entrepreneur. At one point in my life, I wasn't suited to be a full-time entrepreneur. I had to learn how to do it. And you can learn how to do it yourself. You can learn how to get here. You can learn how to build. Yeah, because essentially outreach and consistent marketing is what makes the money. Like, there are people who actually hate it because, see, I'll tell you a little secret. Think if when you sign up for one of the free courses, I'm able to email you and you can't hop off that email list. And a lot of people hate that. And it's like, stop emailing me, right? So I'm consistently sending emails out. And some people who told me to stop emailing them bought products later. Hello. Let me say this again. People that email me, hey, take me off this email list. I'm tired of these emails. Later on, they bought products because I kept emailing them. Over and over. Hello. That's business. Business is not this, well, let's secure the bag. I'm going to work 3 hours today and I'm going to spend the rest of my day with Big Booty Betty. That's right. That ain't business. That's a scam. Because so many people are so lazy, they fall for it because it's like, hey, that appeals to my comfortable side. It's crazy. Steve James, you could spend $5,000 a month on SEO and niches for years to get on the first page of niches like plastic surgery, roofing, wildlife removal, mold remediation, lawyers. I tried alliteration, tried legion. Hey, man, it ain't easy, man. It ain't easy. But see, this is why, like, I send out emails virtually every day. And the more emails I send out, the more money I make. And I got people on there mad. They're like, oh, and I reached my limit, so I can't send any more emails through Thinkific, so I got to use my MailChimp account. And what's going to happen is they're going to hop off of that email list, and then next month when my email limit resets, they're going to be mad again. So, these are the things that makes a business go, because social media is hot, but look in your email box. All of these e-commerce sites live and breathe on email. I get emails from Yeti, Express, Vineyards almost every day. Email marketing ain't dead. You just don't know how to use it. I make so much money from email marketing. This is why I send out a link every day to the corporate toolbox. Because let me go ahead and give you the game. That free course that I'm giving out, every day I get X amount of people who sign up for that free course. They come on the email list. I email them, hey, this is what's happening in the corporate toolbox. And every day I make sales. It's just being consistent. Well, I'm just using MailChimp because honestly, I prefer the Thinkific email system because they can't hop off. They can't, they're like, where's the unsubscribe button? Damn it, they can't hop off. And due to the fact that they signed up for a course, I have legal permission to email them as much times as I want to. It's funny. So, yeah, I'm going to do MailChimp for the rest of the month. And then when the thing resets, then I will be sending them out through the Thinkific site. Because what I'm probably going to do, and this is some game for you. Since they can't hop off the Thinkific site, I may run an offer through my Thinkific site to get them on that list so I can email them for years. Good Lord, wildlife removal can make that? Oh, see, a lot of these NBA players are getting smart in their old age, man. They're getting smart. All right, so that's the key takeaways. You can become an entrepreneur. You can learn how to do it. It's just going to take you some time. Will there be some people who get it faster than you? Yep. But it's something you can learn. So that's all I got for you. So be sure to sign up for the Divvy corporate credit card, because I have a series of videos that I'm going to put out about that. And I have a new business credit playlist at Savage Finance. So be sure to check that out. So with that, I will see you guys later.